It has happened. Internet historian dropped a new video. It's time to watch this movie. It is super long. It is an hour and a half. We gotta have popcorn, snacks, blankets, comfy chair, everything. But yeah, let's watch this together. And hi YouTube. I don't know what it's about. It says ever given, ever taken away. Yeah, look at that. That's the thumbnail. It's a cargo ship that says ever given with a bunch of boxes on it and it's exploding. It's about the time that ship blocked the... Yeah, I don't know what that is. The Suez Canal.
This video was made possible by Saley and some very patient people over at Patreon. Okay, music fades in.
Patreon supporters.
My friend,
Hello,
let me
welcome
weave
back.
you a tale of a windswept night beyond the old Egyptian sands,
Oh my gosh, this reminds me of Aladdin.
where the water plays coy with the shore,
Where the water?
and the coy are sure to play in the water, where the desert wolves make
Oh my
love to the moon. Next page. Exterior day. This is the Suez Canal.
Suez Canal.
Undeniably, Egypt's most famous body of water.
Okay, so it's in the
Nothing
Nile.
bad ever happens here. Oh, except for that one time. Oh. Okay, so there's a ship,
Oh, no.
and it's called the Ever Given, and it's going up the Suez Canal really, really fast, probably.
Okay.
And you think that, well, the Port Authority would call up, and they'd be like,
Captain, you are going way too fast.
They're
but the
speeding.
captain, he's wicked sick cool, so he's like,
They're just jealous of my passion for going fast through critical trade infrastructure. Increase speed.
If you will not slow down, prepare to meet the full might of the Egyptian military.
two of Egypt's fastest fighter jets scramble on the runway. But the captain kept adding power.
Why?
Faster! The people of Europe need these Chinese
It's not like they're not allowed to pass the canal. This is keep the speed limit.
knockoffs of European goods.
And they got all sorts of technology to go like top speed.
Don't go faster, I beseech you.
But everyone on the crew was loving it. Yeah, go faster. But then,
Look out! Someone left a ramp in the middle of the canal.
They're gonna
I
fly.
ain't afraid of nothing.
it was at this point that the captain chose to do a wicked sick jump.
Oh my gosh.
Lens flare.
What the heck is lens flare? What was that?
Sick jump. Lens flare.
There was a lens flare at the Suez Canal and it made the ship jump even more epic. Container ship does an amazing jump. Everyone's like just hyping this up for the jump. Is that what the captain was after? Was this farming this? And there's a light reflecting on the camera lens. Did he make this up? Wait, is this fake news? Did internet historian just like fake this? Ah! I hate that I fell for that.
But they overshot it. They were gonna collide with a gently sloping sandy bank. They threw on the handbrake,
Drop anchor! Brace for impact!
but it was too late. Collision. Literally everybody died.
I think this is
Ever
another fake news.
Ever taken away.
Oh,
That'll do. Alright, see you in a year.
No, come on.
What do you mean it's not long enough?
It's not an hour and a half enough.
Wikipedia, ChatGPT. Add the music, they love that. A reaction GIF? That's a good one. No, this video's too good. Dial it back a little. Okay, let me start again. I'll do
I
the
love how it looks already like this and go tap tap tap. That was so cute.
phony voice too.
Rip computer.
Better! Okay, so here's what really happened.
The following is based on the true event. However, all characterization should be considered fictional, not reflective of the real people involved, and interpreted for storytelling and entertainment purpose only. Be cool, and please don't bother any of the people involved in this incident. We're just here to have a good time. Okay, no bullying, no harassing. Act 1. Everything is good. Okay?
This story begins in Malaysia. Of course,
thought it
you
was.
already know, but that's this one over here. And at a port named Tanjung Pelepus is the container ship known as the Ever Given. The last of the cargo is loaded onto the ship, and the captain of the ship, Krishnan Kanthaval, is there with his crew of 20. Hello! At this point, Kanthaval probably said something like, "All right, the boat's tummy is all full of cargo. We're almost ready to get going." So Evergreen, the operating company of the ship, would have called ahead and booked passage for the ship. Yes, one adult ship ticket, please.
They're Animal Crossing
large.
villagers.
How many containers? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now this guy at the operating company is on the line to the Suez Canal Authority. And they are in charge of all of the operations of the Suez Canal. All right, thank you for choosing Suez Waterways. You are scheduled for March 23rd. You are 922nd in queue. All right, we've got a Supermax container coming through on March 23rd. Pulling up the stats now. The Ever Given, one of the largest container ships in the world. Over 400 meters long, 60 meters wide. Only 10% smaller than the world's largest aircraft carrier. Able to carry over 20,000 of these shipping containers. Here's a guy in a sandwich for scale.
Okay, carrier capacity is measured in TEU. These are smaller size containers pictured here, but most containers are 40 feet, twice as long. I'm glad he added the sandwich for scale. Yeah.
All right, navigator, helmsman, Gene. Let's get going. We wouldn't want to hold up the other ships. With a teary goodbye, the Ever Given sets sail from Malaysia and makes course for the Netherlands. Let's go to the map. Malaysia, and you already know, but the Netherlands is over here. The route's so simple, you just go from here over to... Oh. We're blocked by Africa, sir. Should we
Gotta go
just
to
head
the
back?
map.
Don't worry, I know a shortcut. Head into that inlet. It's called the Red Sea. Captain, it's blue. I know.
There you
In a
go.
bit over a week, the Ever Given cruises all the way to the Red Sea. And on the way, someone on the crew points out Djibouti and says it aloud. Djibouti, because it's fun to say.
Djibouti, that's such a fun
It's a
fun
great
name.
time to be a cargo ship captain, I can tell you that much. Captain, we've got another problem on the sat-nav. There's more land in the way. How are we supposed to get through an obstacle like this? Should I just head back? Now, if this was 1868, Kanthaval would be in big trouble. But luckily, in 1869, someone happened to dig a big channel. Right from one side of this
That's a
isthmus
canal.
to the other. And filled it with water, they did. Which meant that
They
ships no longer needed to circumnavigate Africa. It's nothing personal. It's a geographic thing. Late that evening, the Ever Given arrives at the Gulf of Suez,
Isaac, really?
here on the map. It's a big open area for ships to park. And there are ships everywhere, sitting idle, waiting for their turn to pass through the canal. Now the
Did he
helmsman
speed because he cut the line?
is kind of driving around the area, looking for a place to park and drop anchor. But then,
Just pick a spot.
something captures his attention. Hey, what's that mysterious-looking ship over there? It looks abandoned. M.V. Ahmad. M.V. Do not speak its name, helmsman. Why not? Look, there's a spot. That's a handicap.
Their parking zone was E16, if that's interesting too.
Park the ship, drop anchor, and radio in to the Suez Canal Authority. Thank you for joining the queue. Typical wait time is a few hours, up to 1 business day. Why do we have to wait? Why can't we just go straight through? Because we've got rules here at the canal. A big book of them. No running, no dive bombing, and blah, blah, blah. Somewhere way down the back of the manual it says, all vessels entering or leaving the canal must have a pilot. And in fact, a ship as large as yours needs 2. These pilots are employees of the Canal Authority who understand the perils of the route. Kind of like a consultant to the captain. And they stand around going, yes, yes, go here, turn coming up here, watch out for the geese. So just stand by for a while, yep? Alright, nothing to do till this pilot arrives. Guess I'll take a little bit of me time. I'm off to my cabin, fellas. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And so just after midnight, Canterville heads back to his quarters to take a nap.
Peaceful so far.
Quite a cozy scene, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
But all is not well on the Ever Given tonight. There seems to be some trouble.
A ninja.
With the weather. 2:30 a.m. Canterville wakes up. Outside is the loud rattle of shipping containers sparring with the wind. Loud enough to capture Canterville's attention. Rah-rah. He dashes up to the bridge. All right, what's the status on it being really, really windy outside? The wind is up to 35 knots, but the Ever Given is fine and the anchor is keeping us held.
Okay.
All right, it sounds like I can head back to my quarters then. Wait, Captain. I think we need to move the ship. Yeah, those guys are getting closer and closer to us. We're surrounded by ships like the Al Nasriyah. Their anchors can't withstand the wind and they are being dragged about. We need more buffer or there's risk of a collision.
No.
Good thinking. All right, duty engineer, prep the engines. Aye. The ship kicks to life. The helmsman steers the Ever Given to get further away from the other ships. This whole thing might be cancelled. Port control. Although this waiting area is delightful, the weather outside is very frightful. Is passage through the canal still happening? Not cancelled. Hold
Like
position.
there.
Your pilot is wrapping up and will be on his way to your vessel soon. They're making us wait. Captain, if we're struggling not to hit ships in this big open area, it's going to get pretty dicey when we have to navigate through a narrow channel like the Suez. Yes. Although you should have said, spoiler warning.
Coming up next on
That was
Channel
not thoughtful.
Ad Time.
Welcome back to Raising Saley. I'm Saley Man, professional traveler and eSIM user. Finding tourists to get them huge savings on an eSIM plan. It ain't for the faint of heart.
Airtime.
But if there's one thing I've learned in all my years, when they're traveling, they need data.
I can't get an Uber. I didn't sort out my data before I left.
Got another one? Try this. First, we download the Saley app on your phone. Then we choose how much data we want and where. Then we add the code Internet Historian for 15% off. And don't forget the most important part. Mwah. I just gave your phone international data using the Saley app.
Thank you, Saley Man. Very cool.
So download the Saley app or scan the QR code on the screen now and use the code Internet Historian to get 15% off at checkout.
It's so beautiful
The
here in
one
the
and
hills of
only
Switzerland. If only I could listen to podcast in the background.
Here comes Saley Man. Over 200 destinations, 24/7 live chat support, and no physical SIM or roaming fees, because it's just an app.
Could I have my phone back, please?
At Saley, family comes first, and data
Just
comes
kissing
second.
strangers'
Data comes
phones.
first. They're both tied
Not
for first.
sanitary.
Tonight on Raising Saley.
Anyone can get Saley. Dead ones. Sorry, I have a boyfriend ones.
Should I get
Or
this?
regular.
I have a presentation in 15 minutes at the UN Security Council,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't download the slides. Without this presentation,
The
I'm worried they're going to
kiss is
nuke North
important.
Sentinel
Stop.
Island again.
15 minutes to go and he hasn't got the slides.
I'll be the guy who started the next World War without those damn slides.
10 minutes to go and he hasn't got the slides.
History will not look kindly on me without those slides.
Here comes Saley. Now you have 10 gigabytes of data on your phone. Cheaper than most phone providers.
I love you, Saley man.
Hush, little one. I saved it.
The Saley app really saved me.
This truly was our darkest hour. But we prevailed. It's not an easy job. But Saley gets me through. So download the Saley app or scan the QR code on screen and use Internet Historian as the code to get 15% off at checkout. Get some damn data on your phone, why not? Ad over. Some time has passed. We're back on the bridge. There's the helmsman. Captain's gone back to his quarters.
Uber Eats. How did they
Pilots
get
will be
Uber
here
Eats?
for hours. Then suddenly, an idea. The helmsman takes it upon himself to navigate a little bit of art. Tee-hee-hee, says the helmsman. As long as no one checks the nav data, this won't come back to bite me at all. A couple of hours pass. The wind dies down just a little. No ships crashed into the Ever Given, but a small one did pull up beside it.
It's a little next to it.
Captain, pilots are here. Welcome aboard. Oh, hey, Captain. Yes, we're running late. Where's the helm? We don't know what the pilots' names are, so we're just going to go with blue and red. Okay, I think we should move ahead at about 14 kilometers. That's right. Ahead. 14 kilometers per hour.
No, what if there were two of them and they were both like
The Ever Given
leading
joins a convoy of
directions?
ships taking position.
But it was like they were contradicting each other, or they were just not unison with their directions, so it just made it harder to navigate.
At the entrance to the canal. Convoy, checking in.
Monday morning traffic. I like these posters. Does this say do it for her? For Cleopatra? My foresight, you think I'm onto something?
Convoy, checking in. Ready!
Why
All right,
did-
everybody. We want to be alert. Stay focused. Yeah, Captain. I'll follow the other ships. I'll try not to get lost. Hold on, helmsman. And the audience. This is a much more perilous journey than you might know. What? A big straight line? It is 193 kilometers of narrow waterway. And I hope you've got some stamina, because it takes 12 hours to traverse. That's a full day trip. Some parts are only 24 meters deep. Oh, that's very shallow. Yes, and only 200 meters wide in some parts.
Maybe they should just go around Africa then. Just go around it. You know, you can go full speed probably, or you don't have to like constantly watch varying speed and directions and angles. There are pirates out there. Oh. I mean, it's a day trip compared to several months. Ah, okay, maybe we try this way then.
That's very narrow. I've seen McDonald's drive-thrus with more clearance. And you certainly wouldn't want to have an accident, would you? Because 12% of the entire world's sea freight passes through here.
Oh my god.
If you blocked it, the consequences would be humongous. No pressure, though. Oh, I see. Oh, don't mind him. He gives that speech to everybody. Ahead, 14 kilometers per hour. Yes, pilot. 14 kilometers. Steady on. So into the canal the Ever Given went. As they cruise, the winds swirl back onto the sea. No longer buffered by miles of open water, the sand and dust can blow about with abandon. Low visibility. Strong winds jostle the ship. Grit pelts the bow. The Ever Given steams ahead at about the pace of a fast jog. And there's no real build-up here, to be honest. Things go awry almost immediately. How are you coping with the wind? It's manageable. All right, well, the wind is definitely pushing us to the left-hand side. Yes, just try to keep it as centered as you can. Adjusting.
These winds are quite something. Do you think we should have insisted they postpone?
The pilots don't seem worried,
maybe.
and they know this water better than anyone. The angle of the wind is particularly nasty, catching the enormous surface area of the ship and constantly nudging it off course.
Helmsman, you're still too far to the left.
Like,
You gotta.
what if the pilots weren't experienced in helping to navigate this much of a size of a ship through the canal, though. So they think it's okay, but they haven't thought through all the like variables.
We get back to the center. Yeah, I'm trying. Adjusting.
The helmsman keeps changing the trajectory of the ship, but he cannot seem to stay in the center.
Come on, helmsman, we're still not centered.
I know, it's the wind.
He's trying.
No matter what they do, they can't seem to get away from the left bank. The wind foils their every countermaneuver. This is not as manageable as I thought it would be. Is it going to be like this the whole way? Don't worry, this is really common. It won't be the whole trip.
No, the problem is we're going too slow.
Red Pilot takes the initiative.
No.
If we speed up, we can push through the wind. Accelerate to 22 kilometers an hour. Somewhat reluctantly, the helmsman obliges.
So they told
22
him to
kilometers
go
per hour.
faster.
Engines engage and the ship speeds up. Captain, going this fast in heavy winds is needlessly reckless. There are protocols for this sort of thing.
All right, Gene, it's a bit windy. Relax. This must happen all the time. The Red Pilot was right. The increased speed helps them to fight through the wind and get away from the left-hand bank. However, they can't seem to keep the ship in the very center. Helmsman, you're aimed too severely to the right-hand bank now. We need a bit of leadership here. Don't worry, I know what to do. Turn left. Adjusting. The pilot's giving steering instructions now. Captain, is he supposed to do that? Captain, the pilot is not here to give steering orders. You should say something.
Captain, step it up. Your crew is voicing their concerns more than you.
The ship is now consistently snaking
gosh.
left and right and left and right. Turn to the right.
There's too
So they
many
turn to the
people.
right.
But then they end up too far to the right.
You're too close to the right bank now. Turn to the left. Yes, I agree. Turn to the left.
Oh my gosh,
Look,
I feel so bad for the person in the middle. I'd be like, hey, you do it. You do it.
This is all a bit tense, and we both know where this is going. It's gonna crash.
Yeah.
Let's just enjoy it.
What? Does this
Oh,
say
wow.
enjoy it?
There it is. A gently sloping sandy bank.
Oh my gosh.
Red Pilot, we're just consultants. This isn't our job to steer the ship. You're micromanaging. We should only be giving general navigation advice. We're getting too close to the left bank. I can't keep it centered. We have to slow this ship down. If we slow down, the wind will push us into the bank.
What do I do?
But the blue is like, oh, you shouldn't be like into micromanaging. But then the blue is still kind of doing it as in, oh, we should slow down. The other one's like, we should go fast.
Reduce the speed.
Look at the guy in the back. This captain is going back side to side, not doing anything.
The two pilots begin bickering.
Oh no.
And not just bickering normally. They're bickering in Arabic. Arabickering. And Canthavel's crew doesn't speak Arabic. What the hell are they saying? I don't know. Neither do I. Does anyone here speak Arabic?
Meanwhile, the music is so chill.
Given has reached its target speed of 22 kilometers an hour,
What the
but they're
heck?
taking wider and wider turns
guys,
and
this
can't seem to get anywhere near the center of the lane. And the two pilots, they're still fighting.
It's so scary.
Captain? Captain! Pilots! Captain! The Evergiven then reaches an extreme, unrecoverable angle, pointing acutely
no.
to the right.
Oh no,
Straight
is this
for the
gonna go side?
We need to turn left. Now. Hard left. Hard to the left. Hard to the left. The rudder turns. But the ship doesn't turn with it.
Oh, no.
Instead, it slides. Didn't I tell you to turn left? Why aren't we turning? I am turning to the left, Captain. The ship's not
my God.
responding.
I feel like at this point, shouldn't the captain take over and steer the ship?
I knew this would happen. It's your fault. The helmsman loses his ability to steer. The ship has gone out of control.
They're going there to the land, back to
Captain. Canterville finally steps forward. Enough! Helmsman, center the rudder. Reduce speed. Rudder center.
Finally.
Reduce. But it's too late. Canterville did
Why
not
didn't he do it
intervene.
sooner? Why didn't he do it sooner?
In time. Shit.
According to a person familiar with the video or audio, Captain Canterville reacted as anyone might in the same situation. Oh. I thought there was gonna be actual info. Oh no. If it goes like exactly side, like horizontal, like to the water or to the flow, the ship, at least in this picture, is longer than the width of the canal.
The crew can feel the vibration through the floor as the bow meets the bank.
You have arrived.
That bow, raised 6 meters, slides into the bank with ease, like a hot pencil through pudding.
Eh?
Meanwhile, the rear of the ship is pulled into the opposite bank. The bridge shakes and the crew lurches forward as 300,000 tons of momentum is reduced to zero in the span of a couple of seconds. We've run aground! We've run aground! Cut your engines! Canterville yells out on the radio, because don't forget, these ships are running as a convoy, which means that the ships behind them have just seen what's happened, and they all have to slam on the...
This just got so much worse. This is so bad right now.
brakes. A couple of ships back, the Asia Ruby
is
3
so bad.
suffers an engine malfunction, and it cannot stop as quickly as it intends to, and nearly plows into the back of the Maersk Denver. They manage to stop themselves just in time and prevent running aground as well.
But what if there's another ship from behind and then that one pushes the Asia Ruby 3 a little bit, just enough to actually start hitting the one in the front, just like normal car crashes.
Pan back to the Ever Given. Let us look at it from above. It is diagonally wedged across the entire canal. An unplanned bridge connecting 2 continents. A ship collision of such magnitude, there's almost nothing to compare it to. Maybe Hindenburg? 9/11? I'll keep Googling. No, hold off on the dramatic sound effects. There's no need to panic just yet. It's like a car tire stuck in the mud. We simply reverse. Full astern. Well, that means full backwards.
Oh no.
Propellers at the back of the ship whiz to little effect. Locked in place by the sand. We didn't move. Merely a run-up. Crash astern. That's the most dramatic version of full astern, ramping up to full thrust as quickly as possible.
Isn't moving at all?
Nothing. No, stop it. No sound effect just yet. We still have one more option. Start up the bow thrusters. They're the jets at the front of the ship that give a little bit of extra oomph. Crash astern, full thrusters.
And then also, even if it backs, this is gonna back into the other side of the land. This is not good. No bueno.
No effect, sir.
Give me the sound effect now.
Now, we don't have the transcript from here, so we'll just presume that at the time, Canterville said something very quirky and millennial. Like, so that just happened. But what we do know is that he and the pilots then jumped on the radio and got in contact with the port authority. We've got something to tell you, and you gotta promise not to get mad. Shut up. Look, listen, we're gonna need a tugboat. We are run aground. The helmsman takes a turn at being millennial. There are other ships right behind me, aren't there? Uh-huh. And there were, as the queue of container ships piling up behind them got longer and longer.
Just stop coming. Just communicate to other Can't they communicate? Don't they have these technologies for a reason? Why I mean, like, okay, there is like a blockage in the canal. Do not send more ships, or like stop coming to stay there. Wait for further direction. But slowing down takes forever. That's why I think they should tell them ahead of time because it takes so long for the ships to stop. So if someone is completely stopped, they should communicate so that they know from way back there that they should start slowing down.
That 2 tugboats.
So what happened here exactly? And who is in big trouble? Explainer time!
Okay,
There are
we're
3
doing
main
time
causes to why the ship crashed. Let's start with the wind. The captain could have very easily said, "Guys, the wind is far too severe. Let's postpone." But he didn't. However, the blame's not all on Canthaville. The 2 pilots could have also said, "Let's just follow protocol," by radioing in to HQ and saying, "Yes, get us 2 tugboats, please." With 1 on each side at the front, they would have had far more stability and control. And they wouldn't need to erratically fight about with the wind to stay in the middle of the lane. Second cause, the speed of the ship. Now, it was the red
So
pilot
there
who
was a way to go about this much safer.
told the helmsman, "Accelerate the ship to 22 kilometers per hour." But when he did that, they were already driving at the speed limit for their weight class, 14 kilometers per hour. And telling the helmsman to go beyond that meant that they are technically breaking the rules. And while I agree that some rules are made to be broken, going this fast in a very large ship in a comparatively small canal causes a whole bunch of problems to do with fluid dynamics. Big problems. Huge.
5 fun physics phenomena.
Now, I don't know the physics, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. But what I will say is this. Speeding up causes something approximating oversteer.
It says Google the bank effect. Zones of high and low pressure caused by the quick displacement of water cause the ship to be pulled toward the bank. The closer the ship is to the bank, the stronger this effect. So basically, them going faster maybe made the ship actually more unstable.
Speeding up causes something approximating oversteer. The ship becomes all slidey. I'm just going to turn a little bit to the left, but instead you go a lot to the left. I'll just turn right a little bit, but instead you turn to the right a lot. Remember how the cheerful navigator was like, "Come on guys, we have to get back to the center of the lane." Well, they can't, because every time they try to direct back to the center, the speed and the oversteer means they overshoot it. One more effect of going very fast.
I will sneeze. Wait for it.
No, it did not.
Take a look at this animation side on. Water pressure effects cause the ship to tilt. At this speed, the front is raised 6 meters higher than usual.
Sorry, I gotta go back.
At animation side on. Water pressure effects cause the ship to tilt. At this speed, the front is raised 6 meters higher than usual, which means when they collide with the bank, combined with the high velocity, they really wedge themselves in. But we can't just blame everything on the physicists, because there's a third main cause: poor communication. English is the official language of pretty much every port. However, the pilots start arguing with each other in Arabic, which is not just unprofessional, but excludes all of the rest of the crew from what's being discussed. And all of these competing voices make for chaos on the bridge. But the blame is not all on the co-pilots either. The captain is always in charge. He has the ultimate authority. Decisions start and end with him. So the captain should have intervened and said something like, "Shut up, everybody." But he doesn't. He stands there
like, if you're gonna argue on my ship, you gotta argue in English because I need to understand.
Quite passively throughout.
Yeah,
By the time he does step in, it's too late. Now that everything's been laid out, who would you say is at fault for the crash of the Ever Given?
I blame the captain. If I can only choose one person to blame, because he could have stopped he could have postponed because of the wind. He did not. He's the one who's in charge of how the ship should be navigated. He should have advised how to drive the ship, I think. So if they're going faster, I feel like he should be knowledgeable to say like how to steer it and stuff. Basically, you can't have the title and get the treatment of a captain and not act like a captain. With great power comes with great responsibility. Spider-Man's uncle says so.
The helmsman? Blue pilot? The red pilot? Canthaville? I'll tell you. Society, that's who. You and me. And I think you should apologize.
But I was sleepy.
Alrighty, so we have something 3.5 times the size of the Titanic, choking the world's largest freighting canal like a greedy seagull throating a glue stick. Good start. And they didn't get very far through the canal itself. About 5% of the progress bar.
Oh,
but if we scroll up for a second, we can see
Wait,
what...
but that's a good thing though. So even if there are ships stuck here, the distance is quite small, so there aren't as many
landmarks they missed out on. The Great Bitter Lake, named so because the water there is very salty instead of fresh. Then up a 2-lane bit and over to Timsah Lake, named so because Timsah is the Arabic word for crocodile, because there used to be crocodiles in there. Otherwise, it's pretty much zip right through to the Mediterranean. That would have been very nice for them. Now we go back a bit to Timsah Lake, and here you'll find the city of Ismailia. And at its port, see this building? This is the Suez Canal Authority. Inside, Captain El Said, head of navigational control, is just settling in for the day. As he sits down to his desk, Captain, you're gonna want to see this. The video feed pulls up. What? Line 1. We're stuck. We'd like to request a tugboat. Stuck? Stuck where? You know that single lane area pretty close to the entrance? There. Now, had this happened in one of the 2-lane sections, they could have kept the traffic flowing.
Oh no. So it could have been less bad.
But alas.
This affects
What?
everyone.
So you're blocking all the traffic? Mr. El Said, we already promised we wouldn't get mad. Fine. I gotta see how bad it is in person. El Said snatches his keys off his desk and he races down to his car, rushing to the scene. He gets out and casts his eyes upon the ship. My God. Towering over him is a structure the width and breadth of the world's largest Walmart, except it is also 15 stories tall. The
That
bow...
must be so insane. If you're living around this area and just look and you see these kind of humongous ships just sail by, and this one's parked. That'd be so... I don't know, that's so crazy to see.
The bow, raised 6 meters higher than normal, is jammed into one side, like an unwitting finger in a Chinese finger trap that somebody filled with Gorilla Glue in its prom tomorrow. And the ass of the ship, firmly squatting aground on the other side. And the middle of the ship, making bended metal groans as it's barely suspended by only a few meters of water. El Said lets the sand run through his fingers. At this point, another important person arrives on the scene. Admiral Rabi. He is the Suez Canal Authority chairman, the big boss of the whole canal. Here's the rough structure of the organization. He's all the way up here, right?
Oh, no.
So high up that he reports directly to the Pharaoh of Egypt himself. Yep, that's one blocked canal. No, Mr. President, he didn't say blocked. Shut up.
He said that canal rocked. He's giving it a 5-star review. Come on.
Okay, this was always bad. Even in Casa Concordia, they don't communicate when things are actually bad as it is. And then it gets worse, and then worse, and then even worse, and then some more.
Follow me to the bridge. Now, Al Said and Rabbi board the ship. And it's a hell of a scene. The crew is racing around.
Oh god, they're gonna check the nav data. They're gonna see the dick pic. Oh god.
Canterville's standing back taking a panicked phone call with the operating company.
Okay, so 2 pilots walk into a ship, and the first one says,
and the 2 pilots from before are still bickering.
No.
All right, you 2 are dismissed. Canterville.
oh god, this is the end of my career. This is gonna cost $1 billion.
Al Said puts his hand on Canterville's shoulder. Do not worry, my friend. We shall solve this.
Come on, Captain. What's the status? Well, the ship isn't floating. Yeah. No, what I mean is the situation is worse than you think. It's the way we're pitched up on the shore. The weight distribution is all wrong. We're like a raised bridge, but we don't have any of the support underneath. The middle of the ship could bend under its own weight and tear.
So it could sink?
Yeah.
That would shut down the whole canal for months.
Are we taking on water? No, I've had the engineers check the hull. We can't see water making ingress anywhere. Yet. The best way to get free and the best way to prevent the ship from potentially sinking is to lighten the load. We need to get rid of at least, I don't know, like 20,000 tons. How quickly do you think your crew can offload containers? No. Look how high those boxes are stacked. To offload these containers is going to require specialist equipment. The kind you'd only find at a dedicated port. We're not going to be able to offload these containers out here in the middle of nowhere.
This is so bad. I just thought that they were just stuck. But the ship can just like fall apart right here.
Alright, well, it's the easiest, most brute force solution you can think of. The ballast tanks. Yeah? Go on. We've got nearly 10,000 tons of ballast water on board. We can dump that right now and relieve some pressure.
Excellent idea. I'll get started.
No, you can't do that. Well, why not? Allow me to explain.
Okay.
You see, when a ship fills its ballast tanks, it's filling with more than just water.
It's a big, dilute, salty soup of algae, plant material, and even sometimes small fish. Pick that up in Malaysia, and then just dump that at the next port.
You're introducing these stowaway pest species into the environment. Some examples of these invasive
Oh no. But if the ship breaks, this is gonna come out anyway, right? That's not an easy decision. Yeah, like I understand why he doesn't want to just like use that as like a go-to solution, because this is gonna affect the not environment. There's something, yeah, the ecosystem. But also, I didn't know that ships like just fill itself with water. Does it help to float? Is that what it's for? Like, why does it just like fill it up with water before, like to go? Oh, to get lower into the water, so like easy way to make it heavy.
Stowaway pest species into the environment. Some examples of these invasive species include the Northern Pacific Sea Star, the European green crab, that son of a bitch, and cholera.
It sounds bad.
So you have
What
to
is
treat the
that?
water.
And
Attaches to other microorganisms, so it's like a parasite. It's a disease that can make you poop so much you die of dehydration. God,
cholera.
So you have to treat the water before you discharge it, usually through heat or chemicals. And the key there is that it also requires time and access to one of these treatment machines. And we're not at a port. It's going to take much longer than usual. But let me get onto the line with the guys at Ismailia. We probably have a portable water treatment machine somewhere.
Al Said turns and looks out the window. Coming down the canal are 2 tugboats.
okay.
The ones that they ordered earlier. Look, we might not even be that deeply wedged in. These 2 tugboats might be all we need. Yes, tugboats.
This is the Mosaid 2 and the Mosaid 3.
I'm gonna make a wild guess and say that these boats tug. Let's see if I'm right.
These two little guys are able to pull around this massive cargo ship, comparable in size to the Ever Given. On go the ties. Line secure, all fast. Engine ready. Ready to pull. Canterville looks nervously at El Said. Commence pull. Slow ahead.
The polyethylene ropes whine as they're pulled taut from the water. The tugboats lightly draw against the ship, testing for resistance.
All right, a little more.
Or maybe it will get tugged instead.
More. More. Full power.
What if it flies away?
Not an inch of difference. All right, stop engines. Be on standby.
This isn't going to work. With just
It's a
two tugboats,
standboat.
we do not have the pull for a ship this massive, this deeply grounded. It's also low tide. That's not helping. Wind's high tide. Early afternoon, in a couple of hours. All right, that buys us some time. How soon do you think you can get a dredger out here? Let me find out for you. Please hold. The dredgers can remove the sand below the waterline that's all built up around the ship. Hi again. They say it'll take a day, maybe two. All right, tell them to hurry. A day or two? I'd better update my boss. Let him know it's not gonna be a quick fix. I should call my wife as well. All right, don't go too far. I need you for something in a minute. Hey, what about excavators? Oh yeah, how many we got? Right now?
What is
No,
that
for my birthday. Yeah, now. One guy. There's only one excavator on standby for the whole canal. Well, it's just post-COVID. Everyone's been excavating from home. Patch me through. There really was just one guy, by the way. It's local contractor Abdullah. So he picks up the phone. Mushy mushy. There's been a big accident at the canal, Abdullah. There's sand and dirt everywhere. I need your help.
Just send me the deets, Chum. Abdullah jumps in his truck and heads to the scene. And when he pulls up, Gott in Himmel, he sees the massive Ever Given wedged into the canal.
So giant.
Abdullah locks himself into his
I wonder how it feels to see it in person. I remember that photo of this one excavator digging under that massive ship. Oh, they took photos of this too.
excavator and gets to work on the most important task he's
This
ever
is
done.
not-
Digged.
Enough. Poor little guy. Oh, this is the photo, isn't it?
Back on the bridge.
Is that the
Yep.
photo you saw? The famous photo?
I'm not sure. Hopefully home soon. Okay. Yep. No. Love you too. Okay. Bye. Whew, the boss was not happy. Hey, before you said you needed me for something. I did. Who's this?
This is
Breathe into this tube.
scaring me.
Also, you have to do a drug test. After the crash, they tested Canterville for drugs and alcohol. Both came up negative.
Okay, that's
There's
good.
also a procedure to make sure that captains aren't fatigued. They look at the rest schedule and they find
Schedule.
no, Canterville took that nap. Remember?
Yeah.
He's had plenty of rest time. So he passed the fatigue assessment. And while Canterville was at the nurse's office, high tide came and went. Tugs were tried again. And again. Trying a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It didn't work. All day trying, all evening, and into the early morning. But that stubborn ship was going nowhere.
It's permanent bridge now. You just gotta accept it. There are dozens of ships waiting. Yeah, this is so inconvenient. This is... I don't know how they fix this. Day 2. Still stuck. And the Pharaoh's angry.
Of course. The moon. Day 2.
There's quite a queue of ships by this point, and they're all honking their horns impatiently. Hey, move your ass! I got Frozens in the back. Go around!
Oh, no.
Come around!
You can't.
No one knows quite what's happening because the Suez Canal Authority has not made a formal statement. But their hand is about to be forced when an impatient sailor behind the Ever Given takes a photograph and publishes it online. And this starts a bit of a buzz on social media. It was at this very moment that the helmsman's most feared fear was most realized.
That would be so interesting.
Someone pulled up the navigational data.
Colonel?
Within 24 hours, it was all over the news. So over at the Suez offices, Mr. Rebbe, you have 300 voicemails. Telemarketers? Important clients and journalists. They're asking about whether the canal is blocked, aren't they? They're asking about whether the canal is blocked, yes. And the Suez Canal Authority could keep it a secret no longer. They held a press conference.
Why does it have to be like this? Why can't they just communicate to the sailors and the captains and the ship people? Why does it have to become like a huge news like this? With thousands mics in front of them.
This is crazy. Let's say, hypothetically, they didn't give many details, but it was a very inspirational press conference. The news begins reporting on the story.
It's blocked. Cargo ship blocking the Suez Canal is a huge container ship.
There's just the most incredible drama playing out in the Suez Canal.
A massive container ship longer than the Eiffel Tower.
It's one of the world's most important shipping lanes.
And breaking news from the Nana Star News Channel. I'm Nana. Mega ship's big ass is stuck in the Suez Canal.
Right. Point is, this story exploded everywhere. There was a lot of sympathy to go around.
I appear to have blocked global trade.
And the internet, upon seeing it, went, these guys need some help. We would love to volunteer.
It's not a picture of a naked woman. I need to help them.
They knew best about what to do to get this ship unstuck. All right, it's time for the I reckon you could pretty much just do this and it'd work section.
Did you see the memes go around about this? Or did you have no idea like me? Give me a 2 if you found out today. Give me 1 if you already knew. Yeah, Sinlo, high five! So you all knew. Dang. The amount of memes was insane. I've not seen a single one.
By far the most popular solution was simply blow it up. No ship, no problem. But why wouldn't this work? Well, first you're blowing up $1 billion worth of cargo. And this thing is about 3 times the size of Mount Rushmore. So there's quite a lot of debris to sweep up, actually. And you still haven't solved the problem of moving the thing out of the fucking canal. Next idea. What if we attach 1,000 helicopters and simply fly the thing out? You could even take it all the way to its destination in the Netherlands. Well, the problem is this thing weighs about 300,000 tons. So even if you had a really powerful helicopter, you're going to need like 25,000 of them. And you can't put them all together in one area or they'll all crash. It ain't gonna work.
En route to help. Hey, maybe pull up a bit.
Next. Alright, more seriously, why don't we take a whole bunch of old jet engines, weld them to the sides of the ship, turn them all on at once, and
turn it into
the
a
day
rocket.
is saved. However, there is a risk of an explosion. And then you'd have a hole in the ship. And then the ship sinks, and then you're really never moving it. Hear me out. Liquid nitrogen.
You know, but the thing is that it's quite shallow, so even if it sinks, it just goes down a little bit.
Of liquid nitrogen right under the boat. The water freezes, expands, the ship lifts up. Bob's your uncle, you love it.
Oh.
Except now, the ship is just stuck in ice. And then it melts, and then you're back to the exact same position.
But buys you time.
Also, you need like $1 billion worth of nitrogen. There's no way to get that much material, let alone handle the scale of that material. Also, everyone's going to freeze to death on board.
This
and
is
the ballast
how we bring the next ice age.
will expand in the tanks, and that'll destroy the ship. It's not going to work.
Oh, that's true.
All right. Last idea. Best idea. What if we just actively made things worse? such as this petition to add a second boat to the canal. Jokes aside, one humble comment did stand out from the crowd.
Wait, one
Jokes aside,
I saw
one humble comment did
Godzilla and King Kong. This will do. This is like the most realistic solution so far.
stand out from the crowd.
Get a few people on this side, a few people on that side, push it, and I really think it would go.
Well, maybe. Because that's exactly what the recovery team intended to do. Ahoy!
5,000
good to see you back from the nurse. I told them I didn't do any drugs, but they wouldn't take my word for it. I would have believed you. Hey, just give me the walkie-talkie. All right, full ahead with the excavators. 3 more excavators join Abdullah, and they are all busily digging out the front and rear of the ship. It's still going too slow. What else we got? More rescue stuff. So here comes Rabbi pulling up to the scene. Good news, fellas. And he's standing atop a very powerful bit of kit. A big, beautiful dredger. To be specific, a cutter suction dredge. Essentially, you've got a big rotating cutting tool that loosens up all the soil, while a big suction pipe sends it yonder. Alright, do the dredgy.
This is so complicated. They have to like make like a new infrastructure around the ship to make this work.
Speed! What else we got? We got more tugboats incoming. More and more tugboats join the fray. A total of 8, arranged around the ship like this. Notably, the Baraka 1 and the Izzat Adel. These are 2 of the most powerful tugboats in the Middle East, and that includes the non-deserty parts. Full ahead with those. They keep trying. A cacophony of engines playing the highest stakes game of tug-of-war ever attempted. Tens of millions of dollars being lost every hour until it was won. And their opponent? Unbothered, moisturized, taking up the whole lane. Unbudgeable. Alright, we're calling it for now. Oh, El Said, we've thrown everything we can at the ship, and it won't concede an inch. It's hopeless, hopeless. The cynicism of youth. I've worked for many years on the Suez. There's magic in the water, Canterville. Magic. We will succeed. Your words are empty,
Did they really talk to each other like this?
El Said. Optimism has blinded you, El Said. We cannot defeat the canal. It is simply too powerful. If I were the guys at Case and Kaisha, I'd just forget about the Ever Given and buy a new ship. Well, we can't afford a new ship. The owners of the Ever Given, Shoei Kaisen Kaisha Limited, are getting very worried. I need that ship back, and I can't just leave it to the Suez Canal Authority to do it. There's only one team daring and foolhardy enough to take on a job like this. Kaisen calls up an elite salvaging company from the Netherlands. Smit Salvage. We need your help. I got your number from you know who. Smit is the industry's best. They have response centers all over the globe, 24/7, ready to respond to marine emergencies. And funnily enough, they're the same team that helped with the rescue of the Costa Concordia back in 2012. Suit up, boys. They put the ocean in Ocean's 11, the tide in Tide Pod. And sometimes they pee in the water. Why not? The fish do it. We're en route to the canal. ETA in the next 24 hours.
Did they just break the phone? Gotta remove the evidence.
Next time on Boat in Canal. The prophecy. It's coming true. Kiss me, you fool. I'm beginning to think you don't want to get the boat free.
I just wanna say, IH is such an amazing storyteller.
Well, is it the Yanny wire or the Laurel wire?
Laurel. Eh?
I couldn't hear you. You're breaking up.
Why is that bomb?
There's only
involved?
one way this was ever gonna go.
This is like the preview, right? Dun, 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 dun. Let's go.
It's now day 3.
Right
There's
now.
more digging, more tugging,
But the ship is still exactly where they left it. And the slow pace of progress is starting to cause problems for international trade. Each delayed ship represents thousands of tons of undelivered stock for store shelves. And that queue is getting longer and longer.
Oh no.
On board, an estimated $9.6 billion worth of goods is sitting idle. The milk! It will spoil! And the big question is, how long until this thing is fixed? To answer this burning question, the Suez Canal Authority holds another press conference and declares, guys, another day, maybe two, might even be this afternoon. But the media and industry experts disagree.
The truth of the matter is that they're not making much ground. I mean, this is proving to be more difficult than originally expected.
Could be closed for weeks.
It could take weeks.
Could be stuck for weeks.
Okay, if like each day is like basically $1 billion worth of goods just sitting there, I get why this is newsworthy actually. This is why my Uber Eats was late. Yeah, stupid ship, cargo ship, blocking the canal.
Weeks. That's how long it could take to free the container ship currently blocking the Suez Canal.
So that means all of these ship operators here, waiting in the queue, have a very difficult choice to make. So basically, I've just got two options. One, I can wait around hoping the ship gets unstuck, which nobody knows how long that's going to be. Or option two, we go all the way around Africa. And I really don't want to do that, and it's not just a...
That's what we were saying earlier. But people are saying it takes months. And weeks is still better than months.
geographic thing. Freighters don't want to go around Africa because it will cost them far more in terms of fuel.
A lot more fuel.
It adds 10 extra days to the route.
That's not that bad. That's not even full 2 weeks.
Most importantly, pirates.
But that's the problem. Yeah, that's the real problem.
Now, there be two main pirate hangouts. The Somali pirates, everyone knows about them.
But the more prolific group is actually in the Gulf of Guinea. Named so because it holds the Guinness World Record for most pirates. In fact, in 2020,
96% of all maritime kidnappings happened in the Gulf of Guinea. That doesn't sound very good to me, Mr. Kaisha.
I don't know why, but like I thought that pirates were like a thing of an old thing, of old time. I think it's because like when I think of pirates, it's like Pirates of the Caribbean and the kind of style pirates. But like modern pirates, I don't know. I just thought I didn't think it's like a thing we have. And they don't even wear cool hats. They don't even wear the eye patch and go raw. I bet they don't even go. Yeah, I bet they don't even go eye. They don't say that.
Oh, and I just want you to know that you've made an enemy. Oh, and when is your boat running? Cause you better fucking move it. You can't park there. All right, hear me out. I'm thinking a bunch of helicopters, right? And There are a lot of people now who are angry with the owners of the Ever Given. There's only one thing I can do. Bing, 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 bong. Breaking news. Pause for a second.
Is he on the news?
Shoei Kaisen Kaisha is big sorry.
The owners of the Ever Given feel such enormous pressure that they go live on television to make a public apology.
I'm sorry.
We are determined to keep on working hard to resolve the situation as soon as possible. Please do not be mad. In a few years, we'll all have a big laugh about it.
Yours sincerely, Mr. Kaisha. Oh God, that's the
we are
boss
laughing
of my
about it 2
boss's
years
boss.
later.
I'm in so much trouble. Can't do anything about it. All we can do is keep trying to free the ship. So they keep going. And going. Into the night. And on that night, Canterville and El Said had a heart-to-heart. The mood was very somber. Still feeling optimistic, El Said? Of course. Well, it's day 3. How much progress have you seen so far?
They're gonna blow us up, aren't they?
It's possible.
They're gonna freeze us, aren't they? That seems less likely. They might just attach a whole bunch of jet engines and we're gonna get fucked up.
That one got debunked. Sorry, I don't mean to take it out on you. It's just, All these guys, they rely on me. The navigator, the helmsman, Gene, and the other ones we never animated. But I'm thinking maybe I should just get on a lifeboat right now and never look back. I could go live on an island
Oh my gosh,
somewhere.
please don't tell me the captain runs away like Concordia. Please don't tell me.
Far, far away from here. Run away? Look at this. Timu neck massager for Sally. I bet she's checking her mailbox every morning. Bulk $6 fingerless gloves for Mr. Poe Box. You want to disappoint him? No. Little Jimmy won't be getting his 20-pack of kitchen tongs this Christmas. And you think that doesn't kill me inside? But we've exhausted every option. There's nothing on Earth that could free this ship.
So much drama.
Well, that's where you're right.
What?
Look up there, Lil Canthy. El Said points up into the night sky. Los Lunos.
Oh gosh, I love it.
Yes, the moon. The son of the
Remember who you are.
night. To the ancient Egyptians, it was a sign of hope.
Moment.
And in a few more nights' time, a prophecy will be fulfilled.
Okay.
The supermoon. I have to show you a kind of boring diagram. I'm so sorry. You see, the moon doesn't just orbit the Earth in a perfectly equidistant circle. It is, in fact, an ellipse. That means there is a point when the moon is the furthest from the Earth, and we call that the apogee. And there's also a point where it's closest to the Earth. That's the perigee. You know when you look into the night sky and the moon seems bigger or smaller than usual? Different distances, innit?
I didn't know that. I feel like I'm actually learning a lot. I don't know why, but I thought it was a perfect circle. Is that why we have high tides and low tides?
Closest to the Earth. That's the perigee. You know when you look into the night sky and the moon seems bigger or smaller than usual?
In my life,
Different
yeah.
distances, innit? Point is, the moon gravities all over the water. And the closer it is, the more it's going to pull. Now, there's another effect as well.
Cool.
If you believe
That
the
is
mainstream...
so cool if you think about it. When we have high tides and stuff, it's just the moon's pulling the water. Isn't that so cool? I feel so little.
media, the Earth is going around the Sun like this. And once in a while, it will also align with the Sun, being on the exact opposite side. Bam! At this point, when everything lines up like so, both the Sun and the Moon are at max strength pulling on the sea. And they call that the supermoon. And the tidal effects of both combine for an even greater pull.
Okay.
High tide can be even higher than usual, sometimes by up to 1.5 feet.
This is their opportunity.
Now, these sorts of moons only happen 3 or 4 times a year. But in 4 days, Big K, we're going to get one.
They're so cute. Honestly, also they're super lucky because like it seems like okay, they just said this only happens 3 to 4 times a year, and it's happening soon for them here.
Previously on
months
Boat in
later.
Canal. Don't let go! Ha ha ha, my plans have all fallen into place. I thought I knew what being a captain meant. What do you mean, cut the black and blue wire? There's only white and gold! We've got one chance left. The moon. This is just like that Costa Concordia video he did, but way less funny. Over at the Ever Given, things are status quo.
Okay, we're getting some
But
plans.
online, there's a bit of a new development. A screenshot of a news article appears. Cargo ship crashes into Suez Canal. Captain involved in incident. But there's a twist. Uh-oh. Is that a woman? A woman? Egypt's first female sea captain, Marwa El-Sahar, was being named in this headline as responsible for crashing the Ever Given.
Why?
And the screenshot of this news headline spread all across social media.
But she's not even the captain, or was she part of the crew? Woman? Don't be scared. First our woman to work as the captain of container tanker. No, but she's not the captain. That's not the captain.
This news headline spread all across social media. For Marwa to have screwed up this badly is impressive. Especially considering she's never worked on the Ever Given and is currently hundreds of miles away in Alexandria.
Okay, so they're
But
being
someone
stupid.
online went, first female captain? Grody? Suez blockage? She must have did it.
Marwa found out about the accusations through a friend and quickly hopped online. I gotta clear my name. Guys, it isn't me! But the online bad guys must have hacked her account, because everything she wrote just came out in squiggles. So Marwa tried to hack back. This code, it's nothing I've ever seen before. They're countering my hack. I'm gonna reroute the hosting. Not if I can help it. They ran through the firewall. Use IP4. It's better.
Now, while we can all agree that a lady captain is very gross and icky, and while we all agree that she should be doing a lady job, like adding rosemary oil to the ballast water, or knitting hand warmers for the steering wheel.
It was not fair that she was being falsely accused. And the situation was escalating as the online bad guys started making fake accounts.
First of all, that will smell really nice. Second of all, knitting is super fun and based. And third of all, I'm sure she's a great captain.
Pretending to be
And
her.
innocent. And
What
she's probably a great coder too.
was Marwa, etc. to do against such a coordinated campaign? Well, luckily, a surprise hero to the story.
Zip.
The mainstream media showed up and did a thing,
Don't worry.
bringing her onto the telly and clearing everything up. Marwa even found some positive in the situation.
I was really upset at the beginning, but later on I found like the support from all people around me, and that made me feel like more grateful for what happened.
A lot of the social media posts got taken down. And in the end, it all turned out okay. At least, for her. Back to the
Yeah,
Ever
what
Given.
happened to this?
The Ever Given has
Is
been
it still
grounded for
there?
4 long
Wait for-
Egyptian days.
Yeah, she's so pretty.
So tug, tug, tug. Dig, dig, dig. Pull, pull, pull. Fuel is getting low. Everyone is overdue for a break. All right, guys. Grab a Red Bull and a little snacky. We'll pick up again soon. But as the engines wind down, the crew can hear something approaching. Who the hell is that? It's Smith Selvage. The Smith team boldly
they're finally
actions
here.
onto the scene, looking at the ship very inspectively.
Yeah.
They report their
please
findings
suck.
to the rescue team. All right, I ain't no boat expert, but if you want a chance of moving this ship, you're going to need to make it a lot lighter, by tens of thousands of tons at least. Is it going to bend and tear? And sink? No, it doesn't look like it's going to do that. But it also doesn't look like it's going anywhere with all of this weight on the back. Okay, we trust you. What's your plan to make the ship lighter? I know a guy. He's got a crane. I'll get it down here. We'll offload all the containers. It'll be brilliant. You're gonna love it. The container thing again? Yeah, how long is that gonna take? Well, to get them down here and to get all the equipment assembled, we're gonna need at least a few weeks. Weeks? Yeah, and to get all the containers off the ship, that might take several months.
Months? No, Mr. President, he didn't say months. He said, monks. Those Shaolin guys,
being on
they're
the
very
phone call.
strong. Everything's going according to plan.
A furious Rabbi marches in.
Do you have any idea how much these last few days have cost Egypt already? We've had...
Do you have any idea how this is none of it this guy's fault that you're holding the what do you call this in English? In Korean we say 멱살, but you know, like when you hold someone by the neck, like the collar, by the collar.
Had to sell parts of the Sphinx. Look, the nose is gone. It's looking all messed up. We turned the whole country into an e-commerce site. It used to just be called Gypt. Now it's online. Egypt. Remember Tutankhamun? Now it's Tutankhamun. Get it? It's a pun. Get it?
Let's move on, says the Smith guy standing in for the audience. Look, this is by far the best option. Yeah, it's slow and laborious, but it's a guaranteed fix. Or you can carry on doing what you're doing now. You're on what, day 4? How's progress so far? Al-Sayed wouldn't hear it.
We will continue with the dredging and the tugging. The supermoon will be here soon, and that will save us. You are foolish, Al-Sayed. The legend of the supermoon is just a legend.
What if the guy's
All right, we're
right
on the
though?
same team
What if the
here.
guy
If
with
you
the faith right there, who's been by the side the captain all along encouraging him, is onto something?
Insist on keeping the cargo aboard and just tugging, we've got resources to help.
Smith calls in 2 additional tugboats.
And not just big ones. Pretty much the biggest ones you can get. So Smith and the recovery team have figured out a sort of Plan A and Plan B. Plan A is to pull the Ever Given free by
Everyone, I just thought something. What if this is IH? Because the way he like moved his hand and stuff, that looks so real.
Of Plan A and Plan B. Plan A is to pull the Ever Given free by the supermoon, which is only 2 days away. Now, if that doesn't work, they'll have to go to Plan B, which is to offload by crane most of these containers, and that will take months.
It's doing a movie? Everyone is mad.
Watching on impatiently, tapping their feet and looking at their watches very aggressively, is now a queue of 400 vessels waiting to use the canal. Fresh fruit, thousands of tons, losing its freshness.
Oh no.
Medicine, losing its potency.
After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill.
Blue pill where?
You take the red.
Not to mention livestock.
More than a dozen ships have live animals on board.
Mostly sheep and cattle, lightly sizzling under an Egyptian sun. The Egyptian government has had to dispatch vets to board these ships to tend to the animals' welfare. A few days ago, when I was a younger man, freight from Asia only cost $8,000 a container. Now it's $12,000. And the impact is being felt by a lot of larger companies. Renault, for example, ran out of some critical components and had to halt assembly at a couple of its plants. Adidas, Nike, IKEA, all saw shortages.
Some of our clients are out of their top-selling SKUs already.
And as tankers queue, oil prices are rising.
Let my people go!
Seriously, not even
Through the
the
little
whole week?
waterway, please.
And everyone's crying. Just 1 week. What if we all just decide to take a vacation, you know? But no, we're all crying. We're like, nah. We're losing money every day. This is maybe not a good design. 1 week is enough to cripple the global trade. But then I feel like I'll just pick up right back up after 2. But I guess during the time we're all crying.
And meanwhile, all across the day, the tugs are trying again and again. Move a little more sand, wait for the next high tide, try again. And as this marches on with the same futility as day 1, banking on the supermoon looks like a costlier and costlier gamble. Alright, enough of this. Said about 100 ships opting instead to go the long route around Africa, accepting the longer traffic time and piratey risk.
Ooh, I know. If all the ships make a pact and they go around Africa together, don't you think it'd be kind of hard for the pirates to do their thing? Like, they'll be extra intimidating and they can all like unite their force. So if there are like hundreds of these cargo ships going together, it'd be safer. It'd be a pirate's dream. Oh. Good luck to them. Hello, little crab. I'm just watching.
The supermoon.
It's tonight. There's a renewed energy as people scuttle around the area, doing everything they can to prep the ship for the big event. The excavator crew, over the course of the week, has expanded to a team of 11, working double, sometimes triple shifts with only 3 hours a day for sleep. Together with the 2 dredgers, they have moved 30,000 cubic meters of sand and soil. For comparison, this is 1 cubic meter, and this is 30,000 cubic meters. And here is what it looks like next to the Ever Given. That's a lot of sand.
Oh
Subway
my
sandwich for scale.
God.
And it's born some results. That's a lot of sand.
Insane comparison. Look at this person here, and look at how much they moved. But then look at the ship. That's crazy.
And Subway sandwich for scale. And it's born some results. Overnight, they managed to free the rudder from the left bank. And that's a big deal, because this rudder was acting as a bit of an anchor in the sand. Now free, the stern bobs around with the motion of the water. Great stuff. Meanwhile, the crew is doing everything it can to lighten the weight of the ship. That includes making a second plea for the ballast water to be ejected. Oh, please, the Smith guy's already tinkled in there. We just can't do it. It would destroy the ecosystem of Egypt. Please, 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 all right. Biodiversity. Let 1,000 algae bloom. Nice work. That'll make the ship 9,000 tons lighter, Kenthy.
That's so bad.
The water's so bright.
Listen, they're all like stuck anyway. Just because you let go of that doesn't mean they're gonna be able to do anything anyway. Why are they doing this now on day 6?
Barely see it coming out of the ship. Here, take these. No. I don't deserve them. Sunglasses are for people who redeem themselves. That's not me. Hold on to them, just in case. Into the evening, the pace keeps up. We see Abdullah excavating away. But really, he's thinking about the moon. Rabbi, he's busy taking video calls. But he finds himself distracted with thoughts of the moon.
Everyone's thinking about the
Even
moon.
Mr. Kaisha. Is there anything in this world that doesn't remind me of her?
More breaking news from the Suez Canal.
Oh my gosh, you got
problem.
new glasses.
Evergiver is stuck in the Suez Canal still. It's been almost a week. A tugboat should be able to move Evergiver's big ass. This is Nana Star's news channel.
The full moon shone brightly that night, kissing the nape of the canal's neck with its gravity lips. Full tongue. The canal liked it.
I don't like that sound effect.
And spoiling the romance of the
Where
moment is a
did they
big
get it?
fleet of
Where is it
tugboats,
from?
watching on voyeuristically. They are 17 in total, with just a bit over 1,600 tons of bollard pull. And here's how they're arranged around the Ever Given. Of the 4 most powerful tugs, 2 go at the front and 2 go at the back. They'll be pulling. Another 6 tugs are put on the flanks. 2 over here, 4 over here. They'll be pushing. The remaining tugs are fueled and ready on the sidelines, waiting for their chance to sub in. Positioned like this, when the word is given, all these ships are going to try and turn the Ever Given anti-clockwise.
Okay.
Looks great, guys! Do you think
Does this work? I don't know.
that this is gonna... I believe in the supermoon. This had better work.
I believe.
The guy
I'm
with the ruler
believing it.
down by the shoreline yells out, "The tide has hit its peak!" El Sayed commands over the radio. Start main engines. Tension
power of the
on.
moon.
Full ahead. The tugs start moving. They carve through the water with ease. the immense power from the tugs meet the resistance of the Ever Given. It was at this point that the narrator said something really poetic. Stuff about the night. About how the ships were like dancers on the water.
I want the Sailor Moon transformation, like, overlaid on top of this. That would be so cinema. Please do that.
For juxtaposition, we cut away to that crab again. Which everybody hates. It's like a metaphor if you think about it. The tugs are sliding to the left. They're sliding to the right. It's not working! Diesel fumes fill the air as the tugs keep increasing their power. The water violently foams behind the tugs. Everyone is staring at the back of that ship. Come on. Move. This goes on for minutes. More minutes. Even more minutes. An hour. 2. 4 hours. By 4:30 a.m., the moon's power is starting to wane and there is very little progress.
No.
Don't give up. The tide only goes down so that we can rise once again. Your moon gambit has cost Egypt dearly, Al Said. Guards, prepare the sarcophagus with the beetles, like in the... What the hell is that?
Is it moving? Is it cracking? Is it moving?
Under the water, all of this tugging has loosened the sand, the soil, the rock.
What's happening?
Could it be? The sound of metal tensing and flexing. The ship is beginning to move. It is coming free from the bank.
No.
The supermoon gives one last howl.
Ow.
It worked. They pulled the ship from the bank.
I believe.
At the back, at least. Now, the bow is still wedged in there pretty good.
Oh,
But this is progress.
yeah, just pull it back.
We're halfway to freedom. Keep going. So they did. All morning.
Uh-oh. Hit it. Shoo it away.
7:30 a.m. The sun is rising. The tugs have been pulling all night. But the most difficult task, freeing the bow of the ship, remains beyond them. Well, I guess even the moon has its limits. I don't want to hear it, El Said. It wasn't enough. That bow is still stuck. No, Mr. President. They're not saying that the bow is still stuck. They're saying, take a bow. And then something else that rhymes with stuck. I gotta go. They were loading up the missiles for Plan B, as the guys on social media suggested. I lied about the crane thing. This was always the plan, says the Smith guys. You know what, Canterville? I agree. They should just blow us up. What? My career is over now, too.
Oh, the moon guy is losing faith now. You gotta rise now.
The guy who blocked the canal, and I'm the guy who couldn't get it cleared. We've brought instability to the Middle East. But enough, Canterville. I raised your hopes with moon-based promises. But look at the tide. It's low. Low tide. And yet, I am lower still. Canterville looks pensively out the window. And it was at that moment that he had his character arc. He realized that he was the captain. And the captain is always in charge. Shut up, El Said. We shall continue, regardless of the tide. Is that not the Egyptian way? Don't you remember the story, El Said? That every young Egyptian kid is told about the human pyramid? No. Where there's one guy at the bottom who gives up and we all fall down?
Oh no.
Heck, it ain't a triangle if you don't try. We need to be strong, together, like a pyramid. It's what Giza would have wanted. You're right, damn it. Thank you, Canterville. That's the most inspirational speech I've ever heard in my life. I'll never lose my faith again. And even though you're kind of the worst captain I've ever seen, you're still the best friend.
How are the fish doing after after the water dump, though.
So they pressed on all morning, enthusiastically and vigorously tugging away, beating off the fatigue, but to no progress. Okay, everyone, take a break. Copy. We'll have lunch and pick up again in a couple of hours.
Then suddenly, one of the Smith guys comes busting into the room. I've got an idea.
Everybody turns and looks at the Smith guy. All right, well, sorry about the boring diagram, but take a look at this. Remember how we emptied the ballast tanks before?
Yeah, of course. Well, now that the ship is half floating, what if we refilled the ones at the back? On this part of the diagram, where the ship is almost floating. That way it will sink lower here and allow the bow to sit up even higher on the bank. Canterville gives El Said a knowing nod.
I got this. I know a guy who owes me a favor. Please, 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 please.
A few hours later, the ballast tanks were filled. And it worked. The bow lifted ever so slightly. It's working, it's working! And it gets better. It's now 2 p.m., and that means high tide.
Okay.
Guys, I've got another technical issue. All right, what is it? It's easier if I show you with a drone. Hold on, let me try again.
Okay.
All right, you can see the ship is lodged at the front. The guys are pulling, but it ain't budging. However, a lot of force is building up here. And what if it were to break free? The sudden release could propel the ship straight across the water with a hell of a lot of momentum. It could span the entire canal and land on the opposite bank, only to run aground again. Worse still, it could pin these small tugs in its wake.
That's so dangerous.
Dangerous. To solve this problem, they did a bit of a safety briefing, and they got some rope. 4 ropes, actually, tying the bow of the ship to somewhere on the land. The lines look great, guys. With the contingency in place, the tugs start up again. And about an hour later, at 3:05 p.m.
So in a way, the fact that the ship didn't get freed up before this is a good thing, because it could have led to a big accident.
Movement.
The bow began to shift.
Okay, that's definitely moving. This is it. It's working. The ship made a big noise as it accelerated from the bank. And at first, excitement and relief.
The bow was coming free. But uh-oh.
Remember that concern about the overswing? Well, it's happened. Okay, the only source we found for this part of the story was Bloomberg, but they said that it happened and we wanted to build it. So this recreation is how we imagine it went. The 4 support ropes take strain. Then, snap.
No.
One of them breaks. Do you think it's going to hold? I think it's going to hold.
Why did they
Move
use
those tugs out of the way.
Snap. Another rope breaks.
So bad.
Captain El Said.
Please
It's
tell
going
me
to
the
hold.
last one held.
Get your tug out of the way, but it's going to hold.
Snap.
No.
A 3rd rope breaks.
Get out of the way! Get out
Okay,
of the
at least
way!
it might buy time.
A single strand is the only thing holding this ship from swinging all the way to the other bank and being stuck forever. Without even realizing, Canterville grabs El Said's hand and squeezes it tight.
It's gonna hold. You're a madman, Canterville. Mad passionate about this canal, and I ain't afraid of nothing. He said very cold-backedly.
The engines shut off. All that could be heard is the squeak of tightening rope and the scream of torsioning metal.
Sacre bleu, said Abdullah.
But it is slowing down. It comes to a halt. The final rope held.
I called
really
it!
did it. And the Ever Given rested easy in the middle of the canal.
Cinema!
Al Said turns to Canterville. Power up the engines. Let's get your ship moving again. I'm on it, says Canterville.
Yay.
All of the tugboats start honking their horns in celebration.
Like the longest.
Cheers can be heard from the main dredger, the Mashour. In fact, they filmed this celebratory video. heard them right, Mr. President. We did it. We did it. It's free. I told you. All in a day's work. The president takes his finger off the nuke button. Pack it up, boys.
Oh my gosh. So ginormous. Maybe don't build something so big like that. Maybe we do it
All
in
that
like
digging
multiple
really
small
must
ships.
have made a difference. I just... Oh.
No!
Good. Everybody hated that crab. We did it, Gene. We did it.
It
Gene?
survived this long.
Where are you? Captain, who are you talking to? Gene! Captain, there's no Gene on board. Wait a minute. No, it's impossible. Gene, wait! Thank you. I'll always remember you, Cantherville. And so the canal
I don't
was
get
clear
it.
once again, and...
It was all a dream? Those people didn't exist? It was an angel? Guardian angel?
Chop chop! You still got work to do. By 8 p.m., the workday
No,
had not
you give them bonus, okay?
finished for the Suez
Vacation.
Canal Authority. There's still a backlog of 400 ships waiting to go through the canal. So Rabbi stands in front of microphones and says, "The canal will be operating around the clock until the queue is cleared." And within a few days, it returned to normal. It was a big accomplishment. Many industry experts thought it would take several months to free the Ever Given, but the crisis was resolved within a mere week. Prepare the sarcophagus for the doubters. Even Egypt's president came out and said, "Good job, everybody. You know what? Pizza lunch." And the Suez Canal Authority held a ceremony in honor of the workers who helped to free the ship. And they also made this monument, which you can see on Google Maps. But the story doesn't end here. A quick note on the helmsman's penis. Now you, me, and everyone in the press saw that VDR data.
Fragwürdigen Penismanöver genutzt.
But despite how
That's not what
realistic
he actually said,
and to
right?
scale it was not deliberate.
That's not how it actually looked, right?
Yes, sheer coincidence.
No.
If you watch the VDR data, he really is just dodging the ships, and that's the shape that the path took.
What?
So he didn't get in any trouble. The end. All right, I suppose one more smaller detail. Now that the Ever Given is free, what's going to happen to it? And what's going to happen to the crew? Well, the Ever Given was tugged over to Great Bitter Lake, where they determined that the ship was seaworthy and not in any urgent need of repair. But it's also going to be impounded. Oh no. Hey, there's, like, police boats outside. Why? What did you do? This ship and its crew is now subject to the indefinite detention by the authority of the Egyptian government. Until you pay us, the Ever Given may not leave, says the Suez Canal Authority. Yes, we will be holding on to the Ever Given. It's our view that there was no wrongdoing on the part of the Suez Canal Authority, or its two pilots, and it was all the crew of the Ever Given, so their ship will be held until the parent company agrees to rightfully pay us for all of the costs incurred.
So it is set free, but then they're held by the Egyptian government until they pay for whatever they think they deserve for what happened. So technically, it's still stuck.
Ruh-roh. Now here's where things get very complicated, and there is a lot of legal mumbo-jumbo. But the crux is this. The Suez Canal Authority says, "Dear Ever Given owners, you owe us $900 million. And Shoei Kisen Kaisha says, "No way. How many yen is that? No way." So by April 13th, some of the crew was allowed to leave, but a lot of them have to stay. And there's a certain nervousness in the air.
Hold the ship and
Large legal battles can go on for a while, and there was already a bad example of this
just a few dozen kilometers away. The MV Aman.
Oh yeah, what about that one?
The MV Aman is a much smaller vessel, and it has been abandoned for years, detained by the Egyptian government in 2017 for expired safety equipment. Now, they were told to replace the equipment and pay a fine. However, there was no one to replace the safety equipment or to pay the fine because the shipping company went broke.
$900 dues.
So they just abandoned the vessel. There was no way for the legal situation to advance, and that meant that there was no way for the ship to be released. Most of the crew had to stay on the ship, and they would keep them there for more than a little while. 13 months before a judge finally decided, all right, look, just leave the keys with one guy. We'll call him the custodian, and everybody else can go home. Now, that custodian was a Syrian man named Muhammad Aisha. Look, he's holding the keys. He's holding the keys. You have to stay on the ship now. Everybody else got to leave.
Oh my gosh, poor guy.
On top of the 13 months he'd already been there, he spent the next 3 years aboard the ship. Quickly, the ship ran out of fuel, which meant it ran out of power, which meant it ran out of running water. No refrigeration either. Food ran out. Every few days, Mr. Aisha would be allowed to swim onto the shore to get food, water, charge his phone, but he was only permitted for about 2 hours.
What did he do? Why is it his fault? Why does he have to live like this?
Would this be the same fate
the owner
for
of the
the Ever
company
Given
of the
crew?
ship should
They did
be
not
on the
know.
ship as
But
a
we do, so let
custodian.
me tell you. A few more weeks passed, and the negotiations continued. You guys had those 2 bickering pilots. Yeah, but the captain's always in charge. Sorry, who didn't arrange for tugboats while we were going through the canal? Oh, that was you guys. I'm gonna put 20,000 containers on one of the largest ships in the world and go double the speed limit, then complain about tugboats. But eventually, they all got together in a big room, and they went, I'm sorry about all those things I said and those emails I sent. I didn't mean it. I was tough on you as well. They embraced. They made amends.
Okay.
They made love. And they agreed, all right, you can keep using the canal, but sometimes we get to go fishing on the boat. That's fair. That's tough, but that's fair. They shook on it. It was an Egyptian handshake. Where they do the thing with the elbow. There was a mummy. This story sucks.
Irish laughter.
By September, the crew was allowed to return home. They only got MV Aman a little bit. And that guy on the MV Aman, he got to go home too.
Let's
Why not? Get out of here, you scamp. The Ever Given
He
made
should
its
be paid.
delivery to Rotterdam.
He should be paid.
They did it! All the cargo is here.
What?
Although, it wouldn't hurt to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Canterville continued his career in shipping. It wasn't the end. Maybe just one more for the road?
What?
It's a great time to be a cargo ship captain. I can tell you that much. Al Said returned the Lunexicon back to the Sphinx. Thank you, old friend. And the Ever Given had some minor repairs done to the bow over in Qingdao Port in China.
Is
And
that
then
from being stuck?
she was ready to set sail again.
Stuck.
The Ever Given was released back into the wild. It sailed into the sunset. Ever since then, global trade has improved. Prices have gone down. The economy flourished once again. Food returned to the supermarkets. Mothers clutched their babes. A litter of puppies. And peace was finally restored to the Middle East. forever. The end. Thanks again to Salee, the easy way to get data on your phone when you're overseas.
That
And
was
15% off?
So good.
Now that's a good deal.
Yeah, the music choice is so good too. Spot on. I loved it. That went by so fast. It did not feel like an hour and a half. Thank you so much, Internet Historian, our OG VTuber. See you fellas in 2 years. Nah! And surely it won't take that long, but we'll wait. We'll wait for the next.